Hey y'all, back for another video. This is just more of a calm video for me. Um, and yeah, I'm in my dorm, and I'll show my side more. But this is more of a calm video. Me actually having my composure now, just being able to talk about what happened Monday and my thoughts going into this week against Charlotte. You know what? Let's just start. Let's just get this part out of the way. Monday was absolutely pathetic. And I think every, and I mean every single other Tar Heel fan can agree with me when it comes to that. That was, it was not good. I mean, that performance, you could say so many things. Shit, ass, horrible, abysmal, pathetic, embarrassing. I mean, the list goes on and on. That that's not that's not what this doesn't even go to. That's not what Carolina football is. That's not what Carolina athletics are. That is not what that is. You see, when I go into these games, and I get frustrated during these situations, I fine. You know what? I get it. Sometimes I might say some harsh things, but sometimes you got to give your team a tough love. I understand. You know what? I get some of y'all aren't like that, but sometimes a team needs tough love from a coach, and I think that's what Bill needs to do for the rest of the season, or as long as he is here coaching. Um, God, look, I I said some things, and that doesn't mean I hate them. I love this team to death. I love them to death, and I will forever love this team and just UNC in general, the school, the athletic program. I'm gonna love them to death. I watch all the games, every sport, men's and women's, all the time, and I root for them and I cheer for them no matter how hard things get, and that's how it should be. Obviously, that's how it should be in sports. I stayed, and you know what? I went to the game Monday night. I stayed for the whole thing, and yeah, I know some of you are probably thinking that's crazy. I get it, but sometimes you have every right to be upset, like I was Monday night with that performance. That cannot happen. That cannot happen. Defense. That one kid, number 29. I mean, you have to stay on your guy. You watched film, right? Like y'all, Bill, you'll do that, right? Like you've got to pay attention. And the thing is, it does whatever play they come with, you have to watch out and see where they're going. You can't back up on your defender too. You got to stay close to your man. And I'm not saying get all over him because you're going to be called for pass interference. Speaking of pass interference, in case if y'all don't remember that one really bad pass interference call early in the game. I mean, that was like first quarter. That was a very bad call. You know what? The officiating crew low-key made some pretty horrible calls. Missed some too, but they made some pretty bad calls. Am I blaming the refs for this game? Absolutely not. But I will say this. If they make a bad call, you cannot let that affect your head mentally in the game. You cannot let that affect your game mentally. It's a bad call. You're allowed to be upset. Move on for the rest of the game. Move on to the next play. That's all you can do. You cannot let that affect you for the rest of the game. Also, letting something affect you. Do not let this performance affect the rest of your season. I'm going to get to that later. You cannot let a call affect your game. Period. Because after that call, it was not the same after that. That whole rest of the game, horrible. Horrible. You cannot let a bad call affect your game. You're allowed to be upset, but you cannot let that affect your game. But yeah, defense, you've got to stay on your man. You got to tackle. offense. You got to stop making the same damn play call. It was always running it up the middle. And we ran the ball almost the entire game. Almost 95% of that game, we were running the ball. I know a lot of y'all are shitting on Gio right now, and I understand he did not have his best game. But when he was barely ever even to be allowed to throw the football, it gets to a certain point. You know what I mean? And I know you've practiced for a month, you've got ready for this team for a month, but you've also, you got to let the man throw, bro. And I don't know. Now, if y'all want to start Max Johnson, go for it. If you want to go back to maybe starting Gio Lopez, go for it. That is up to you. But you cannot make the same play call. But also, O-line, you got to protect. Receivers, you got to get open. You got to catch. You know, as a whole, as a team, coaching staff, every player, we did not play the way we were supposed to play. Very bad game, and we got completely embarrassed from start to finish. Now, that leads me to this very next thing. First off, before I get to this, I want to give props to TCU. You whooped our ass. Period. End of discussion. There's no other way to put it. You kicked our ass. But I will say this. And of course, us, UNC, we're going to get all the hate in the world. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It's because we're Carolina. But I will say, if we're getting this hate, where's all this for Alabama? Where's all this for Duke? Where's all this for NC State? Where's all this for Florida State? I mean, the amount of posts and the amount of people that have been talking about this game to me and asking me, or even talking shit for that matter, it's still been going on today. I understand they dominated us, and I understand going this season what was going on. First off, no one ever had us actually going to a playoff, let alone not a single UNC fan realistically thought we're going to the playoffs. Were we excited coming into this season? Yes. But we weren't going, like, hyping us up. That's all ESPN bullshit. And even half the people on ESPN really didn't even have us doing that well this year as it is. But when I see consistent posts and people still talking about today, even right now, like not too long before I made this video, I saw a post and it was just like, wow, what an outstanding performance by TCU. UNC looked like crap. And I mean, I'm like, dude, we're still posting about this. I've moved on, all right? I've moved on. I'm focusing and looking at Charlotte right now. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But some of y'all are acting like TCU just won the national championship. You're acting like TCU is about to be a top 10 team. I'm going to give you a realistic thing right here. They're a good team. But as of now, and you know what? I'm about to get into a whole assumption thing and what you think is going to happen for the rest of the year. As of now, I don't think they're going to go to the playoffs. Some of y'all are acting like they just beat Georgia or Texas or Ohio State, you know? And that's not me crapping on my team. I'm just saying you're acting like they got the win of the century. You know, when I've seen more impressive wins than that. You know, that's no hate to TCU. They dominated us, embarrassed us. But when you're still talking about it and still talking shit about Carolina and this and that, it gets to a certain point. You know what I mean? It has been talked about way too much to the point where it's like, this is just weird. It's corny. It's honestly stupid. You know what I mean? So, like, we get it. TCU won, but we're getting ready for Charlotte. So if you want to keep on focusing on Carolina instead of your own team, or if you want to act like they just got a crazy win and they're about to be national champions, that's on you. But I'm going to give you a reality check. TCU, they are not that good of a team. They're a good team, but they are not that elite to even make the fucking playoffs. They did not just beat a top 2 team. They did not just win the national championship. This is week 1. Which leads me to my next thing. To some of you Carolina fans, I understand. You know what? That first game sucked. And I said some things too. And does it scare you? Absolutely. I don't want to see the same shit happening year after year. Over and over again. That's the last damn thing I want. You know what I mean? But You but you can't freak out. Here's what I'm gonna say. You can judge off this game and think, okay, as of right now, I think this might happen. You can do that. But when you're saying, oh, guaranteed, this is going to happen, you cannot know. That's just stupid. And some of you Carolina fans are acting that way. I understand. I'm a little nervous myself. This is the first game. It's week 1. We are now officially, starting tomorrow, getting into week 2 of the college football season. What does that mean? Oh, let's see. This is the first, week we'll have a game but we'll have games in September. We have one game in September of this month, and that was earlier this week on Monday between UNC and TCU. We're going to have our first September Saturday. We are in that month. 98% of these teams are only playing their second game of the season. So here's my thing, guys. That means it is so early in the season. TCU could come out and lose the rest of their games. They could go out and they'll win the rest of their games. Same thing could be said for Alabama. They could win the rest of their games and go on to the playoff. Clemson, they had their own issues too. Texas, they have their own problems. So does that mean they're going to suck as well? You know what I mean? It's college. You can say it for any sport. Crazy things happen, But some sports, crazier things happen. And one of those is college football. And that's one of the reasons why I love it so much, But, so, you never know. UNC, we could go out there and go 10-2. We could go out there and go 11-1. Win the ACC. Go to the playoff. We could go out there and lose the rest of the games and go 0-12. We could go 2-10. Bill could get fired next week. All I'm saying is there is so much of the season to be played. So many games left. It is so fucking early in the season that there's a difference between being upset and freaking out. And some of you are going crazy right now. We can't confirm yet what's going to really happen with Bill and this team, specifically this season. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to, defend what happened Monday. I'm not saying that. Again, props to TCU. They whooped our ass. We don't need to hear about them winning and beating our ass 24/7 every second. We can't make assumptions and guarantees. All you can do is predict what could happen. That's all you can do. We could have 12 new teams in the playoff this year. You never know. You never know. We sell the first game. It happens. So, to my UNC fans out there, there's no need to make guarantees or freakouts yet. You can be nervous, but these next 2 games, we have Charlotte and Richmond. We have time to improve. We have time to figure things out, make adjustments, see what we are as a team. Blowing these next 2 teams out will be great. Now, is that going to solidify what we really are as a team? Honestly, yes. We can make huge statements in these next 2 games. But also, not only these next 2 games, we have so much time to improve and get better and better and better. And these 2 weeks is perfect for us. We can really figure things out. Now, could we blow these 2 teams out and then lose to Central Florida and get blown out by Clemson? Yes. You never know. We could be 2-2 going into Clemson, 3-1, 0-4. Who knows? But all I'm saying is it's okay. We are so early in the season. Who knows what's going to happen? No need to freak out yet. Let's just get through these 2 weeks. And that's going to move on to meet the Charlotte. This week for practice, here's your goals. Show up to the game, show some heart, act like you, and not even act. Be there. I want you to want to be there. You know what I mean? Like, be there. Show some heart. Show that you care. And just improve. Make adjustments. Defense. I mean, just all I could say is just play defense. It's common sense. That's not what we did against TCU. Offense. I've already named all the stuff. Make adjustments. Improve. And get some big times wins these next 2 weeks. You know? But going to Charlotte, I just want to see some adjustments, some improvement, show some heart, show that you care, and blow them out. That's all I got to say. Seriously, Tar Heel fans, I know Monday was frustrating. I was there. I was livid. I mean, I think that is that has got to be the angriest I've ever been at this Tar Heel football team. Ever. And I was with some pretty shitty teams. I mean, think about 2017, 2018, which was way worse. I mean, bad team. And that was the angriest I've ever been with this football team. Here we are. I'm still ready for them, and I love them to death. I mean, guys, I'm a Tar Heel for life. I was a Tar Heel the day I was born. I'm going to be a Tar Heel the day I die, and even in the afterlife, Tar Heel. All right, I bleed Carolina blue, and I will root for them like crazy every year, every sport, no matter what. You know? But sometimes you got to give them the tough love. And you know what? Yes, there are some harsh things that maybe need to be said. Some humble talk. Coaches lighting them up and ripping them to shreds, in the locker room. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Honestly, probably it does, Some tough love is what I give to this team. I give them, I give them love, I give them the tough love and all that, I love this team to death, and they mean the world to me. They mean so much to me. And, but just because I get so angry at them or I give them this tough love does not mean I hate them in any way. Don't even think about that. So, that's all I got to say. It's Charlotte week. Game day in a couple days. We'll have week 2 of college football. Should be fun. But, again, Monday was embarrassing. Charlotte, time to show up, be prepared, improve, make adjustments. It is so early season. Do not let that performance affect your game mentally for the rest of the season. Heels fans, let's be patient. Let this team figure things out. And who knows? We might be okay. You never know. So, off to Charlotte. I love this team to death. I love you guys. I love my Heels to death. Shout out to my boys. Love y'all so much. I can't wait to go out to Kenan Stadium again. It was a great environment, a great day to be in Chapel Hill. I love that place to death. Love Kenan Stadium. Such a beautiful stadium, especially at night. Love bleeding Carolina blue. It's such a beautiful color. Charlotte week. We'll see what happens Saturday. And yeah, go Heels.